So here, this where the fashion district is where the proposed arena would go. Folks like to say, oh, like it's the gate, it's like north of the gate. No, like the first business in Chinatown, right? This is the huge family store. This would be where the arena, like one wall of the arena. So it's like literally, what is that, like 6 inches? So they're like, it's not in Chinatown, it's not touching, but it's right here. These are people who, like, just everyday people who like need to live here, and so if you build here, might not know these people, but like this is everything to them. They're the ones going to be affected. This tour and the project itself is to highlight the heartbeat of Chinatown. It's a living, breathing community. It's not just a tourist attraction. This is home for people, and people come here to raise their families. They work here, they pray here, go to school here. So we really want to uplift and amplify those voices and people who are integral to this community that you wouldn't know otherwise. This is Rodney's artist statement. Rodney Atienza is the photographer who took all of these wonderful photos. He's the photojournalist that really helped us put together this project. This is Mary Yee's board, one of the original founders of AAU. And also a founder of Yellow Seeds, the community newspaper for Chinatown way back when. Mary has done so much great work around like equitable development, especially here in Chinatown. Yeah, and I just love Mary's photo here. It's so like, they like stop traffic for this photo. I like pointing out Max's board because Max actually didn't grow up in Philadelphia. His family actually is from Lancaster. But because this is the closest Chinatown, right, to there, so he grew up coming here, and like this is community for them. And then Max came and went to school at Temple, and so now he's like here in Philly more often. It's a nice day to walk, huh? Stephen's part of the Chinese Restaurants Association here in this community. I like to say there's like a secret Chinatown Avengers team that nobody knows about, but you know, whenever this community gets threatened and there's a campaign, there are like folks who over decades have just come together, and Stephen's one of those people. This is Mr. King's board. King actually owns the Long Life Herbal store right here on Arch. His customer base has like grown with him, and it's been his same customers for decades. And so it's really sweet to get to hear him talk about his connections to this space and the ways that he's seen it change. He, in his interview, saying like has conversations with his customers and how they worry about like not having a space and like not having his shop anymore because it's one of the few shops where you can get Chinese herbs. And Elizabeth, she works at the Welcoming Center, and she spent some time abroad in China, I believe. And in her interview, she was like talking about how this space brings her back to those days. So this is Teacher Lei's board. She was my teacher at FAX, and so she taught Mandarin at FAX because she literally is the example of the passing down of generational wisdom and that sort of intergenerational organizing. So Maze is kind of strategically placed her for a couple different reasons. One being she works right here at Olympic Tots, the daycare. I think it's really sweet the ways that they try to really do some of that like generational preservation work. Just even with their preschoolers, they teach their kids Mandarin. They do like with their like English lessons, but also Mandarin. So I think that's really sweet. So this board is strategically placed here for the bigger reason is because this is the convention center. We wanted boards to be placed at like the borders and boundaries of Chinatown because people think, oh, like Chinatown's still here. The convention center got built, but Chinatown is still here, so there's no effect. But no, 200 people lost their homes, right? Happy insurance. It's a kitchen supply store. This wall, to me, is supposed to be special because it's kind of like a FAX family wall. And so we have here the FAX lunch ladies. So Chuyen, Maylin, Mayyoung, Melly. There's a lot of ME names here. May, Dewi, and Tracy. They're the same lunch ladies that were there when I was a student at FAX, and they're still here to this day. They help us through the summer when we run our programs. We did all of their interviews together, 6 of them in one place for 2 hours. So you can imagine how hectic it was. Again, just everyday people who are just living their lives here. We love Bubblefish and More Sugar. Please go visit them. They're such an integral part in business to the Norina campaign. They have really good seafood pasta. Look, cute stuff.
Oh, what's this?
Cute stuff. I bet if you don't know her personally, you probably wouldn't know who she is. And that is the whole point of the project. And she immigrated here with her husband years ago and was telling us, she chose Chinatown because she feels like such a community here because she can speak the language, she has a lifeline here. And so truly this project, the whole point of it is for folks like her. This is how important the preservation of this space is, that folks are so willing to come out. Folks like Miss Linda, who's going through it, has been here for decades, continually comes out to our spaces every single time we come together, and to fight to preserve Chinatown. And yeah, through everything that she's been through, she's still here, rooted. There will always be a fight. Things will, if you see my shirt, you see there was a stadium and then casino and then it's crossed out and now it's arena. Yeah, because we've been here fighting for this community for decades and decades. Bobby founded the Hioe Association, which is the association for the people of that came from Hioe. He is again another pivotal part of the community in terms of organizing. How pivotal he is in his role in getting folks together. Okay, we've come to our last two boards. Tommy is a young person who does line dancing at Philadelphia Suns, which is right across the street on Spring Street. And Tommy talks about being in this community and having people to be together with, to learn from. If you've heard anything about the No Arena campaign, you've heard or seen Uncle Sam. Without him, we wouldn't have been able to really organize in this community the way we have been. When we talk about centering the people who would be most affected, who would have no access to information, part of the work that Sam has done is to be able to bring those people together.